This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Sprott, Stansberry, Vancouver Natural Resource Symposium 2015. I have with me Mr. Bruce Winfield, Defiance Silver Corp. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, DEF on the TSX Venture and DNCVF in the U.S. Bruce, welcome back to SNNLive.
Thank you very much, Shelley, and appreciate the opportunity to chat with you again.
It's good to have you back. Give us an overview on Defiance, and don't be defiant.
Fair enough, Shelley. Defiance Silver, as the name would imply, we're looking for silver in Mexico. We have an advanced silver property, San Acacio, in the district of Zacatecas. It's a former producer. It has produced over 100 million ounces of silver to a relatively shallow depth of less than 200 meters, along a strike length of 5.6 kilometers. The main workings are only 1,000 meters long, rather, and that's where we're now concentrating our efforts. In March of last year, we were able to attract a major investor, the Windermere Group out of Montreal. They've been very supportive and invested in the company. We were able to use that money to clean up the surface rights as well as get drilling permits, and we drilled in December last year, January this year. Our whole thesis of the exploration was that we could drill below the old workings and we could increase the current resource. We do have a current resource of 18 million ounces of silver equivalent at a grade of 192.5 grams silver equivalent. So
let me stop you. That's a lot of silver.
That's a lot of silver.
Now, you know, you refer to this property and you refer to the area in Mexico. I've heard this area before. I know it's a big area. Is this a mine is this a territory, this particular location, has this been mined before?
Yes, Shelley, this is an historic working. It has over 500 years of mining experience. The structure overall is 8.5 kilometers long. The vein itself is up to 20 meters wide, and it has produced over 200 million ounces of silver during that 500 years. As I mentioned, we control 5.6 kilometers of that, with the old workings only occupying approximately 1 kilometer of that. The remaining 4.6 kilometers has been virtually unexplored, so the potential is both to depth below the old workings as well as along strike for that 4.6 kilometers.
So what's next for the company? We're in 2015. Let's call it almost over. 2016 could be a big year for Defiance. Explain why.
Well, right now, it's important to note that right now we've started drilling again. So we're doing additional drilling. It's the lowest risk, highest reward because we're drilling below the old workings, simply stepping down 75 meters in each hole. Assuming that this program continues to have the sort of successes that we've announced already from the first part of the program, where we were getting wide intersections up to 19 meters wide on the vein and grades up to 400 grams silver, if we could increase the current resource by 50 to 75%. At the end of this program, we'll calculate a new resource, and two options. The more likely one is we will continue to grow the resource. We feel there's potential for 50 to 100 million ounces overall, or I guess we could also go the route of looking at bringing a smaller mine into production. But right at this point, our certainly favored route is to continue increasing the resource.
Now, Bruce, another thing you get from being on territory that's been mined before are the logistics, and you're in a friendly district. Sometimes that's very important to investors to know that.
Very much, Shelley. We're in the state of Zacatecas, which is very mining friendly. We're also located only 5 kilometers north of the city of Zacatecas. We have all of the infrastructure, paved roads, power lines. We have an established workforce. We're only 3 kilometers north of Capstone's Cosamine mine, which is producing at 4,000 tons a day. So you really can't be located in any better area within Mexico. Zacatecas is home to huge mines like Peñasquito of Gold Corp, Camino Rojo, and also Fresnillo, which is the world's largest dedicated silver mine.
What's your background? What's your history in the business? I'm sure there's a good story there.
Well, I started out working for major companies in Canada, Texas Gulf, and then I worked for running the North American office of Boliden, a Swedish group. Then I lived in Spain for 3 years, and since 1987 I've been working in Latin America. So I've covered a lot of territory. I'm very comfortable. I speak Spanish, and that's a tremendous aid in working in Latin America.
So beyond being in a friendly district in a well-known area, how are the politics there?
Politics in Mexico really have not been a problem for us. Because a lot of that is because we're in the mining friendly state. Some states in Mexico are definitely anti-mining. It's difficult to permit. We were able to, for instance, get a drill permit in Zacatecas in less than 30 days. That's unheard of in Mexico. So the politics on a national level, the government I think is trying to clean up a lot of the problems that have been associated with drugs in Mexico. Personally, we've not had a problem with that kind of violence. We're in an area that is not a major growing area. It's not a major trafficking area. So we're very fortunate in that, and I've found I very much love the Latin culture and the people, and generally it's not, if you can work within that structure, it's easy to get things done.
Now let's get your website out there for our audience.
The company is Defiance Silver. Our website is defiancesilver.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Winfield, Defiance Silver Corp. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, DEF on the TSX Venture and DNCVF in the U.S. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the Sprott, Stansberry, Vancouver Natural Resource Symposium 2015. Bruce, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much, Shelley. It's been a pleasure.
Good to see you.
Very good.